34 degrees at 6:50. Plan B, the emergency contraceptive that has been only available by prescription, will soon be made available over the counter. With its increased availability comes increased interest and perhaps confusion. Joining us is pharmacist Kevin Tuohy. We appreciate you coming in to talk about this.
Glad to be here.
A lot of confusion about this versus RU 486. People saying, well, we already have RU 486 on the market. Why do we need this? But there are some distinct differences in these in their applications.
They are actually totally different. RU 486 actually terminates a pregnancy, so it would be considered an abortion pill and can be used anywhere up to about 9 weeks after conception. Whereas the Plan B is a emergency contraceptive, which will only really be effective about 72 hours after unprotected intercourse. So the main difference is that the Plan B will prevent conception, where RU 486 actually can terminate a pregnancy.
Making the Plan B that much more relevant to be over the counter versus, say, the other.
Absolutely, and especially with the 72-hour time window that a woman would have in between unprotected sexual intercourse and the effectiveness of the drug. That 72-hour window is very important. So making it over the counter will actually hopefully increase the ability for women who need the service to be able to access it.
Now, the FDA never takes any medication lightly. It's always quite a process for a drug to be approved to go over the counter. In this case, though, there are risks with every type of medication, especially or even over the counter. What are some of the risks specific to Plan B?
Actually, overall, it's a very safe drug. There's been many people who have used it over the past 7 years since it's actually been available as a prescription with relatively small amounts of side effects. However, about 1 in 3 women will experience nausea. Abdominal pain is a major side effect. About 1 in 4 women will experience that. Some women will have changes in their menstrual bleeding, diarrhea, vomiting are other side effects.
We have a list here of some of them. We have on the bottom there infertility, blood clot formation. Those are the extremes that we tend to see with pretty much. There may have been an instance sometime during the trial, and those are necessary to be listed?
Absolutely. And blood clot formation is one of those things that you see listed as a side effect for any oral contraceptive or even, like an ortho-effort patch, which actually has made some news recently about blood clot formation. The difference here is that this is only a 2-pill regimen. Okay. So women will take a first pill as soon as possible after unprotected intercourse, and then another tablet about 12 hours later. So the risks of blood clot formation are not nearly as high as if you were taking a regular birth control pill every day of the month.
Now, we've seen some controversy with RU 486 with individual pharmacists opting not to fulfill prescriptions offered by potential customers, patients. Is this being approached differently by the FDA or by any companies with pharmacies that you've noticed?
I haven't noticed anything yet as far as the over-the-counter sale of this drug. In Indiana, there is actually no law that says that a pharmacist is able to object to selling there is no conscious clause, meaning that a pharmacist really doesn't have the ability to say, I don't want to dispense it. However, as far as the business decision, pharmacies don't have to stock it.
Okay.
So that would be one way if a pharmacist decided that they objected to the selling of this drug, they just wouldn't have to stock it.
Now, it was announced a few months ago that this was going OTC, over the counter. When is this being made available? Is it going to be rolled out like other products are, different pharmacies at different places, larger retailers, or?
From what I've been able to gather, I believe CVS is actually starting to sell it today. I was unable to figure out or find out when Walgreens would be selling it. But to the best of my knowledge, it should be available in some places starting today.
It's safe to say CVS is doing it starting today. Many others are going to follow suit soon after.
I would think so.
All right, thank you very much for your time and your expertise. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
34 degrees, 6:55. Time for weather and traffic on the 5s.